John, it's great to meet you for a film which I came out and I felt so angry. It invoked something in you which I think I wasn't even expecting. But it is such an emotionally charged time right now. Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing that this film is coming out now?
I think it's a good thing. It's just that the timing is crazy and something that obviously no one planned for this. And with what's happening all around the world, it's a good time to gain some clarity and perspective. And Detroit is there for that.
Your character, I mean, he's got the heart and the soul, I think, of this film. Was there anyone who he kind of reminded you of that you could kind of draw something from and relate to? Because I know you had him to speak to, but obviously he said he was going to let you kind of do your own thing with it.
Yeah, I mean, but I actually wanted him to be as involved as possible, and he was flexible in saying, you know, I can leave you to do your own thing, because I think that's the mythology of actors, you know, don't meet the real person. But for me, in this process, it was pivotal that I met him, and he was fully involved, and he's the only person I could draw out, you know, intel, especially for the arc of the character, and it worked out very, very well.
And what about obviously being a Brit, playing this guy who is involved in one of the biggest American events in history? What's that like? You
know, I was discussing this a few days ago with some friends, and I was saying that, you know, our job, especially in training when we were in drama school, was always looking out to play characters that are not necessarily us, and that's something that we've been brought up with here in the UK, and it didn't pose as a threat at all or an obstacle, but rather a need for respect, obviously, and responsibility, and just there's a level of commitment that's required. He's
a great peacemaker, though, in this. What are you generally like yourself when it comes to dealing and diffusing confrontational situations? Because he does it obviously really well in this. I'm terrible with conflict. I hate it. I hate drama.
For me, I feel weird getting involved in anything in which I don't have the full details, because I don't want to make a stupid mistake. But it's my family, I'm jumping in there, man.
And we would expect you to.
My family, I'm jumping in there, man.
And it's a great young cast in this. And I would be very surprised if any of them are not Star Wars fans. So were they trying to get secrets from you? Because I know I would be. Really? If I was working on a film with you.
No, not at all. I think, but the energy on Detroit was very, very serious, given the content, and it just required a level of commitment. So everybody kind of stayed in this zone of seriousness that, you know, there's no Star Wars conversations that was happening. And obviously for me, being on set, that was the last thing I wanted to hear about, given the seriousness and the commitment required for this film.
But surely you can't keep yourself kind of that serious. I mean, look, you're not a guy who's serious all the time.
Yeah, so. No. I mean, I have a stern side in which when I'm very, very stern. But for me, I like to keep things vibrant and positive. But I mean, on a set like that, everyone's just tunnel vision until we get off set, and then it's just much more loose.
Oh, it's a great cast, and it's a great film.
Thank you.
And this time it's gone so quick. I feel like I barely had any time to chat to you about it. Yeah. But I hope people go out and see it, because it's a really powerful piece of cinema. So good luck with it.
Much appreciated.
Nice to meet you, John.
Nice to see you again.
Yes, well, you didn't see me, I'm sure, when in the
I saw you in spirit.